Alright, Shalom. First and foremost, I want to give all praise, honor, and glory be to Yahweh, Ba'ashem Yahweh Shai, Ba'ashem Rakak Kodash. And I want to say double honors to the apostles and the others, great millstone that rule well. And blessings to the hopeful elect out there listening and learning and teaching this word in all sincerity and truth. And the sincere hopes that we may edify and feed the lambs of Yahweh Shai, especially in these last days. And I was stirred in my spirit to do a quick lesson on this. I'm in transit at the moment. It's pretty early, I'm on my way to work, but I just wanted to just do this. It's on my spirit, man, because this Anton Daniels, I see him, he's in that peace and safety spirit, talking about, you know, the whole, you know, basically dealing with black fatigue and talking about how he prays that black folks come to the good side, there's peace over here and there's money over here and this and that and whatever. Yeah, for now. All right, the scripture says, when they shall say peace and safety, right, then sudden destruction cometh upon them as travail upon a woman with child, and they shall not escape. And this guy is proud as hell, this Anton Daniels geezer. Okay, he's talking about Jake coming over to the good side. Well, nigga, you ain't even on the good side, man. You ain't on the good side of Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahweh Shai. All of you guys out there that are void of understanding, that you're doing your own thing, okay, void of understanding. What does the scripture say? My people are destroyed for a lack of knowledge. So what you're gonna witness now is I'm gonna play you this video, all right, of pretty much, I don't know if it's ICE or the National Guard, one of them, you know, units to enforce draconian measures among Jake in the hood over there in Memphis, pretty much grabbing Jake out of their homes. Now Jake's all celebrating at the moment, talking about how they're getting murderers off the streets, and yeah, they're taking the murderers off the streets and that, but what's to stop them coming for the average so-called citizen, law-abiding citizen in these cities? And this is where it's gonna start. It's gonna start with a crackdown on the criminals, but then it's gonna spill over, right, into your so-called peaceful homes as well. You know, Jake out there that ain't shooting up the hood, that ain't committing acts of violence and drive-bys and robberies and murders. And come on, man, like, you think it's gonna stop here? Let me play you some of this. You see, they got the dogs with them as well. I hope the sound's picking up okay. Probably won't, because obviously, like I said, I'm in transit, and you know, the sound's coming through the actual the vehicle that I'm driving. But you can see I'll talk you through the imagery anyway if the sound ain't picking up well. But you can see, you know, you got Esau and his military with the dogs, and the scripture speak about, you know, the dogs to tear. The scripture speak about that in Sirach 39 and 28. The spirits that are created for vengeance, which in their fury lay on sore strokes. And it also mentioned the beasts of the earth to devour and destroy. All right, there's another scripture in Jeremiah 15, right? Such as for the deaf to the deaf. In fact, let me get that scripture, because I don't want to butcher. I don't want to butcher this scripture right here, but I want to get you this scripture, because this is on my mind. All right, and I want to get Jeremiah 15. Alright, Salakia, bear with me because I'm trying to pull this up. Right, and it reads, Jeremiah chapter 15 and 2, it says, and it shall come to pass if they shall say unto thee, whither shall we go forth? Then shalt thou tell them, thus saith the Lord Yahweh, such as for death to death, such as are for the sword to the sword, such as are for the famine to the famine, and such as are for the captivity to the captivity. Right? So different variations of judgment are going to be dished out. Alright? And it's going to be a time like no other. Jacob's trouble, man. Alright? A time like no other since there was a nation. And this is why we need saving from our enemies. And our top enemy is Esau. Right? Starting with the elites of the nation of Esau, Edom, the wicked that the Bible speaks of. And they're coming after you, Jake, with that perpetual hatred that they've been showing with the sword. The scripture says that the sword is sharpened, right? It says, verse 3, and I will appoint over them 4 kinds, saith the Lord. It says the sword to slay, and the dogs to tear. And the dogs to tear. and the fowls of the heaven and the beasts of the earth to devour and destroy. That's where the scripture was. Jeremiah 15:3. Right? The beasts of the earth to devour and destroy, the dogs to tear. So they got the dogs with them. Look at this. Check this out. So I'm reading biblical prophecy, and you're seeing it play out on this screen right here. Check this out. Look.
Right.
He must have had some women because he let them in that first time. So he something was going on. He opened the door. Because they couldn't go in. They just opened and
Yeah, they got these police dogs with them. They got these sniffer dogs. You know what I'm saying? The police dogs. They got the German shepherds, the working dogs, the Belgian Malinois. These military, these trained dogs that are trained to hunt down, right? Run down criminals and that, jump over fences, right? And they got some bite force with them. Clamping down on your calf, shaking it all about, ripping arteries, all of that. That's, the Lord is really gonna open up a can of whoop ass. All right, and you got this whole thing with this. I'm gonna do a video on this as well, with the SNAP benefits being cut, and they're pretty much saying, look, they're predicting. I predict riots. That song Earthquake. I predict riots. But they're pretty much predicting like civil unrest in response to the fact that they're gonna be clamping down or shutting off this governmental, the government shutdown. Government aid and all of that, SNAP benefits and that, whatever. And we've been saying you women are going to catch it the most. All right, but listen to this. Well, the scripture says, the vintage shall fail. Tremble, you women that are at ease. You careless ones. Strip you, make you bare. Gird sackcloth upon your loins. Sackcloth is a garment of mourning. All right, that's what you wear when you're in a state of mourning. So this ain't no happy-go-lucky time period that we're in. Alright, this is a different time period altogether. Jacob's trouble, man. And shit's about to turn up.
I ain't gonna lie, bro. I think it's true time. I was against pretty much everything that was coming towards me, because I was against his National Guard, all these.
See, this Jake, he said, I was against this National Guard coming to Memphis, and I'm a real nigga. He's talking about he was against it, but now he's saying he's for it because the National Guard are helping out clear off the niggas off the streets, right? You got Jake, guy into the streets talking about now they're seeing children riding their bikes in the streets. They ain't got to dodge bullets and drive-bys no more. Hey, when they shall say peace and safety, then sudden destruction cometh upon them as travail upon a woman with child, and they shall not escape. Now you got the new slogan is Make America Safe Again. It's not even Make America Great Again, but Make America Safe Again. I saw Donald Trump when he addressed the nation in response to the Ukrainian woman getting stabbed up and that, by that Jake with dreads and that. So they're pretty much painting you, Jake, as the average, terrorist now in the neighborhood. That's why they've been letting you get away with this smash and grab. You know what I mean? They've been televising it. So they can justify coming down hot and heavy, with the iron gauntlet, slamming it down on the table with the iron sword, swinging it around at your neck, Jake. That's it. They're coming for you, man. And the scriptures speak about woe unto them that, they trust in Egypt. What was that? Isaiah 30, right? But you don't trust into the Holy One of the Lord. In fact, let me get that scripture. Isaiah chapter 30, or is it 31? Woe unto them that go down to Egypt for help. Right? Let me see if I can pull this up real quick. You have to excuse me, bear with me, because I'm driving. Right? This is Isaiah chapter 31. Yep, verse 1. It says, woe to them that go down to Egypt for help, and stay in horses and trust in chariots because they are many, and in horsemen because they are very strong. Alright, yeah, you trusting in this devil, you trusting in the modern day Egyptians, or the modern day Egypt is America, which is Babylon the Great. What scriptures go into that? Was it Revelation 11:8? And their dead bodies shall lie in the street of the great city, which is America, which is spiritually called Sodom in Egypt, right? And Jake is dead from the neck up. The scripture says, the man that wandereth out of the way of understanding shall remain in the congregation of the dead, right? Spiritually called Sodom in Egypt. Why do they have the pyramid on the back of the dollar bill? Why does America promote sodomy? Okay, so this is the modern day Egypt is America. You can't tell us shit, man. We know, that's why the scripture speak about why speakest thou unto them in parables? When the disciples asked you, how was shy that? He said, because it is given unto you to know the mysteries of the kingdom, but to them it is not given. So this ain't given to everyone to decode and understand. Right? It says, because they are very strong, but they look not unto the Holy One of Israel, neither seek unto the Lord Yahweh. So you trusting in this man's military, you trusting in this man's system, right? You clinging onto the ways of America. You want America to be great again and this and that. You got Jake out there that are wearing MAGA hats, man. Which the last time America was great was when you niggas was hanging from trees, man. All right? Getting carried by hundreds of Edomites paraded through the street and getting lynched, man. Okay, and you can see that red-blooded Edomite anger bubbling up to the surface again. Okay, with this right versus the left, which you know, that's pretty much divide and conquer. They want to, you know, it's called order of chaos, man. They control both sides, the right versus the left. But the problem, reaction, solution. That solution is gonna be, they're gonna come with that chip through this chaos, man. Right? Order through chaos, man. Listen to this.
Units, this military, all this. I was getting all this shit coming to the end, right? Especially when I was the one learning shit about Memphis and how the crime has been down 25%. Then it has like hella years and shit. Like Memphis been doing good. We just had the most peaceful summer in a long time.
You hear that? We just had the most peaceful summer in a long time. Now, if you can't hear the audio, read the words. There's, you know, read the words. That's on the screen. He just said we just had the peaceful summer in a long time. When they shall say peace and safety, then sudden destruction cometh upon them. Listen to what he's saying.
Just these folks still come with this shit. I was against this shit, bro. And then I seen the numbers.
And you niggas, and to be honest, man, you know, you niggas, you gotta get taken out anyway, man. And the Lord is using Esau to do that. Right? But again, you see, they're dragging this Jake out his home. What does the scripture say? They shall be like madmen, sparing none, still spoiling and destroying those that fear the Lord. And they shall waste and cast you out of your houses, take away your goods, cast you out of your houses. They're gonna come with some violence, man. You know, they're gonna come with that violence. And I was thinking about, you know, the immigration ICE. They actually call it ICE, immigration removal and that. They actually call it ICE. So the scripture says, because iniquity shall abound, the love of many shall wax cold. Okay? Okay? One second. Right? The Immigration and Customs Enforcement. That's what ICE stands for. Right? And they call it ICE, bro. So they come in ICE cold with their enforcement. The immigration, you know? The Immigration Customs Enforcement. They're coming ICE cold with it. The National Guard, they're using the National Guard. Some of the National Guards even up against ICE. See, that's another thing. They're dividing even the National Guard with ICE. Some are for it, some are against it. The right versus the left. It's crazy right now. Well, the scripture speak about what? Great confusion, man. Right? The scripture speak about the city of confusion that shall be broken down. Babylon the Great, which the word Babylon goes back to the Hebrew word Babal, which is confusion. And you got guys that trust in the city of confusion, man. Right? And let that be your shame.
Okay. These folks then got 16 convicted murderers off the streets in 1 week. Black people. I know there's a lot of Memphis folks talking about all the niggas gone now and they over here, the police pulling over all the good hard working people. Hey, if that was the case.
So he's mocking, he's saying, oh, everyone's talking about the police pulling over good hard working people. He's glorifying them taking out the niggas off the streets, criminals and that, 16 convicted criminals. But it's gonna start like that, right? But then guess what? It's gonna spill over to you, all you Jake getting it. Like they show you in the movie The Purge. Right? Yeah, hard-working, you know, law-abiding citizens over there in the US, even over here in the UK, all these major cities, they're gonna clamp down, right? And they're gonna clamp down. They're gonna use, you know, proper levels of enforcement. They're gonna be shooting to kill, shoot on sight. You wait. You just wait, man.
Sorry. But I can't wholeheartedly say they're doing a bad thing now that I just seen them numbers, bro. I'm gonna just be honest.
I can't say that the National Guard is doing a bad thing. See, so you got Jake that are for this, Jake that are against it, right? See, that's division even in itself. What they doing? You got Jake that are for it, but look at it, they're cleaning up the streets. Now we can ride our bikes through the hood. Now we ain't got to dodge bullets through the hood. We ain't got to do this, we ain't got to do that. So this is, man, come on, man. You see what's happening here? And this is gonna cause even more of a division, more of a divide. But listen to what Anton Daniels says. Now this is when I'm gonna close this lesson out. Listen to this.
I'm a real Memphis nigga. I love my city. I love once again, nigga, this where I'm at. As I wait on the motherfucking bus.
And you got these simple jakes. I love my city. I'm a real Memphis nigga. Man, fucking shut this shit. Man, fuck. Why the fuck would you love the place of your captivity, man? See, this is how Jake is gone, bro. Jake is completely gone. But you got our trimmest our ways to seek love. Like, you got that Stockholm syndrome. Now, you might say, nah, but he ain't really in love with America like that. Well, then why is he saying I love my city? Why is he bigging it up? And we want America to be destroyed, and it will be through thermonuclear destruction. Right? 2 Peter 3:10 on down. The elements shall melt with fervent heat. That's what we're prophesying about. That's what we're against this place. We ain't with this. You must be mad if you think we're with this, man. Come on, bro.
I'm in the heart of this shit. I love this shit. But
there you go. He's in the heart of this shit. He loves it. He loves Memphis. He loves America. You got Jake that love in America. They trust in the man. Let me get Isaiah 30, man. Let me just get you this scripture real quick, right here. Isaiah 30. Because I gotta go. Because I gotta go to work. But I'm gonna get this scripture before I It says Isaiah 30:1. Woe to the rebellious children, saith the Lord, that take counsel but not of me, and that cover with a covering but not of my spirit, that they may add sin to sin. You love your city. You probably eating crab in that city. You probably committing adultery in that city. If you're void of understanding, right, and you're doing anything outside of the bounds of this book, hey, we're all in the flesh. We will go off. The difference with the elect is we're trying to do right, but you got niggas out there that are just living life, loving their city, right, in open rebellion to Yahweh Bashem Yahushai. Even though the prophets are out there screaming out the word on the street, cry aloud, spare not, lifting up their voice like a trumpet. The prophets are there, but my people are destroyed for a lack of knowledge. You're gonna find out. And the Lord is about to open up that water to go down to Egypt, verse 2, and I've not asked at my mouth to strengthen themselves in the strength of Pharaoh, and to trust in the shadow of Egypt. Therefore shall the strength of Pharaoh be your shame, and the trust in the shadow of Egypt your confusion. You see that? So you got Jake that trusting in this system. Oh yeah, the National Guard's here clearing out 16 convicted criminals, but that's gonna be your shame. Because ultimately you should have trusted in Yahweh Bashem Yahushai. Guess what, man? Hey, the wicked elites, right? They're working for the Most High on the left-hand side. The scripture says that the deceived and the deceiver it is. See, when you go to the source, when you go to the top, right? When you worshiping Yahweh Bashem Yahushai, you ain't caught in the middle of all of this, right? Because the Most High controls it all through his son, okay? And the Most High is going to send Yahushai, his son, to really end this man's system. That's what we're trusting in. We're trusting in Yahweh Bashem Yahushai. We're trusting in Yahushai establishing his kingdom on the earth. Fuck joining hand in hand with the wicked, right? Fuck screaming out peace and safety in the place of our oppression, behind enemy lines, being prisoners of war. This place is done. It's through. Come on, man.
If I ain't just read them numbers and say, damn, that's a good thing for Memphis.
I hope black people wake all the way up. I genuinely hope black people wake all the way up.
See, and it's simple. Anton Daniels, I hope black people work all the way up. And black, come on, man. I ain't never seen a black person in my life. We're Israelites, man. Hebrew Israelites. That's what we are. And we ain't black. Black is negative, void of light. Fucking black. Keep pointing. Listen, man. We're different variations of brown, bro. Okay, we ain't no black people. So get that fucking out of your, out of your head. All right, we're the chosen people of the Lord, and this is why Esau's coming hard down on Jake. You ain't seen him grab up no Chinese niggas. You ain't seen him grab up no Elamite. It's Jake that they're coming for. Latinos, Native American Indians, so-called black people, right? They're gonna be catching it the most. Hey, Jacob's trouble, man. Okay, Jeremiah 30. Okay? This is it. We're at a second is just 15, second is just 16. They're gonna start grabbing you niggas up. And this is the judgment of the Lord.
Over to the good side. It's peaceful over here.
What did he
It's
say? I hope you
nice.
niggas come over to the good, you black people come over to the good side. It's peaceful over here. When they shall say peace and safety. Well, guess what? Coming over to the good side, you still on the bad side. You still on the dark side. Right? Because if you avoided the truth, you walking dead. Okay? And this nigga, Anton Daniels, he probably still eats pork, shrimp, lobster. You know what I'm saying? Commits adultery. This guy, come on, man, you ain't on no good side. And another thing is, we're under them curses. What you wait? It's peaceful over. We're still under the curses, bro. Jake's eye is still gonna be evil towards his brother. You know? Come on, man. Still committing adultery, eating pork, shrimp, lobster, all kinds of diseases. We're fucked. We need Yahweh B'Shem Yahushai. We need Yahweh Shai to come back and end this place. That's the answer, bro. That's the answer. Anyway, look, I gotta go, man. I pray this is an edifying lesson, and I pray that the sound picked up good enough. But even if it didn't, I was talking over the video anyway, so you knew what was going on. Lord willing, it was edifying. Shalom to the elect.